everybody, welcome to Wallboy Movies, the place to talk movies, and today we're going to be reviewing Deadpool 2, a sequel to the wildly successful Deadpool. Right now I'm going to have some information up on screen for you to read, like director, MPAA rating, runtime. All of that will be up on screen for you to read right now. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and go ahead and comment down below what you thought about Deadpool 2. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the pros. Alright, to start off with the pros, I gotta praise its R rating once again because the sequel continues to be an R-rated movie, obviously, because this guy is an R-rated character in the comics. This movie follows its footsteps on the first movie into being another R-rated movie. There's a whole lot of blood, violence, and profanity in the movie, stuff that you expect from the Deadpool character, and it's just fun and entertaining to watch. I also gotta go ahead and praise the humor in this movie because just like the first one, this one also has a lot of funny moments. But just like the first one, this movie does have some serious subject matter with Wade Wilson's girlfriend Vanessa dying. And both tones, just like with the first movie, blend together perfectly. To where you have Deadpool making fun of the Wakanda Forever pose from the MCU, to where you have Deadpool sacrificing himself at the very end of the movie. I also gotta go ahead and praise the director of the movie, David Leitch, because unfortunately Tim Miller, who did the first Deadpool movie, did not come back. But David Leitch in here does a great job with the direction and the action sequences in this movie, which is no surprise because he's directed John Wick, Atomic Blonde, Bullet Train, and The Fall Guy most recently. Like, they definitely upped the ante of the action from the first movie, which was also very entertaining to watch, to kind of more of something that you would see in something like a John Wick movie. And on that note, the final battle of the movie is so good. Like, that last fight in the movie is honestly the best part of the movie. Like, the score in the movie and the song that plays in it, Welcome to the Party, is just perfect to where it's fun and enjoyable. And you also have suspense on all of these characters gonna make it out alive. I also gotta praise the story in this movie because this movie has a pretty good story in it because essentially Wade Wilson loses his girlfriend and decides to join the X-Men and try to protect a young kid from Cable because it would have been something that Vanessa wanted Deadpool to do. The story that goes down here, I really liked it and definitely found it a lot more better than the first movie, which still had a great story, but this one just tops that first movie story. And the last big pro I can give this movie is the cast, because they all do a great job in this movie. The returning actors in this movie like TJ Miller, Marina Baccarin, and Kieran Stoney all do a great job as the characters from the first movie. But also the new characters did a great job in this movie. Julian Dennison as the character of Russell, aka Firefist, did a great job with this kid who was abused by this orphanage and wants to take his revenge out on this orphanage, eventually putting on the path to be a villain. DZ Beats as the character of Domino also did a great job. If you don't know, Domino has the ability of luck, or to be more specific, sense specific outcomes and manipulate it to her favor. And he did a great job with that ability, particularly when Russell is being transported to a different prison and Deadpool is going after him to save him from Cable. They made her powers in the movie very interesting. But the best new character from the movie is Cable, played by Josh Brolin. He's essentially like this Terminator character where he wants to kill Russell because he killed his family in the future. And Wade finds that out at the end of the movie and agrees to team up with Cable just to try to change Russell and put him on the path of good rather than evil, which eventually leads to Cable trying to shoot Russell and Deadpool sacrificing himself. Like, Josh Brolin did a great job as the character Cable, and I really wanted to see more of him in the upcoming prequel. But obviously the best actor to come out of this movie is Ryan Reynolds because he is a comedic genius. Like, he knows when to throw out jokes and delivers like some of the best jokes I've ever heard in like movies. Like, Ryan Reynolds will always be like the biggest praise I can give these Deadpool movies because he is the most perfectly cast character of all of cinema. But yeah, I really enjoyed Deadpool 2 and found it to be a amazing follow-up to the first movie. But there are still sort of some negatives I have to say with this movie, leading me to the cons. Now, this time around I only have one con compared to the first movie, but it's still something I should bring up. Because the first time I saw this movie was through the PG-13 Once Upon a Deadpool, which at the time was because I wasn't allowed to watch R-rated movies. But now that I am and that I've seen the original cut, there are some scenes that I saw from that PG-13 cut that I'm disappointed did not make it into the original R-rated cut, like Deadpool trying to, you know what, to himself. I'm not saying the word because I do not want a restriction on this video. Or Wade in the X-Mansion. Like, those scenes that I saw in the PG-13 cut did not make it into this cut that I saw. I know that there's a super duper cut, which is more of like an extended version that does contain those scenes. But going from the theatrical cut that I saw, I was pretty disappointed that there were some changes that I saw in this version did not make it into the theatrical version. But other than that, I still really enjoyed this movie and definitely laid the groundwork for it to be a perfect trilogy. So for my scorecard, I'm gonna give Deadpool 2 4.5 stars, with the score out of 10 being 9.5 out of 10, with the percentage being 95%, with a grade of A, with my final verdict being better than the original. But let me know what you guys thought about Deadpool 2 down in the comments section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to keep out for my review of Deadpool and Wolverine coming out this Friday. But until then, have a great day.